So imagine walking into work one day and all of a sudden realizing a machine can do your job better, faster, and cheaper. What if I told you that's not just sci-fi? It might be a looming reality. But there is more to this story than you might think. Hi, my name's Kevin and I'm a civil engineer turned data scientist in the fintech space. Before we actually talk about whether I think AI will take my job or not, let's first define what is AI, because I think there's a bit of a misconception around this whole AI field. So AI is a bit of an umbrella term, and what it means in layman's terms is teaching machines to act or think like humans. So like I said, umbrella term, right? What falls under this umbrella term of AI is generative AI or Gen AI, and this is actually what's been buzzing around, doing the rounds and being talked about so much. So a simple way to remember what Gen AI is, it's all about AI generating new content, whether it be generating text, video, audio, images, or even code. It basically boils down to having this creative assistant that can generate something new based on patterns it has learned. So now the company OpenAI, with its release of its first version of ChatGPT in November of 2022, can be seen as basically the pioneer of starting this whole Gen AI movement. Now that we've established what Gen AI is, let's talk about where we are with modern Gen AI since its initial release about, give or take, 2 years ago. So as I'm recording this video in early 2025, OpenAI has released its O3 model a couple of weeks ago, and instead of me trying to unpack what it is and what it does, I'm going to share a clip on a quick illustration of its capabilities.
There's another very tough benchmark, which is called GPQA Diamond, and this measures the model's performance on PhD level science questions. Here we get another state-of-the-art number, 87.7%, which is about 10% better than our O1 performance, which was at 78%. Just to put this in perspective, if you take an expert PhD, they typically get about 70% in kind of their field of strength here.
Another big player in the Gen AI space is NVIDIA, and there is an announcement they made quite recently actually that has been doing the rounds on social media. And this is around the idea of what we call AI agents. So again, instead of me explaining, let me show you.
These are all references. They're available to you in source form so that you could use it as you like and build your AI agent workforce. None of these agents can do 100% of anyone's task, anybody's job. None of the agents can do 100%. However, all of the agents will be able to do work for 50% of your work. This is the great achievement. Instead of thinking about AI as replacing the work of 50% of the people, you should think that AI will do 50% of the work for 100% of the people.
So now all these mind-blowing Gen AI announcements simply begs the question, if this was achieved in the last 2 years since the initial announcement about Gen AI, where will we be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 50 years from now? That is quite a scary thought, which brings me to my opinion, again, my opinion of where I think we're headed in this world of Gen AI. And I'll give an example. Let's say a company needed maybe 100 devs or data professionals. I think we'll get to a point where this company that needed 100 data professionals or devs will all of a sudden need 20, and these 20 will be more seasoned or experienced people in their field, and they will be needed to basically test, correct, and greenlight projects that Gen AI has already built so that these projects can be put into production. Well, yeah, but I think my opinion is only worth 2 cents. Who am I? So maybe let's also get a bit of the opinions of industry experts, starting off with the CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman.
People will lose jobs. Yeah. Many new jobs will be created, I think much better jobs. We feel a responsibility to educate society as we see it. We'll be right about some things, wrong about others, and to be as good as we can at being stewards of this technology. But not everyone's going to like all of the impacts, but this is coming. This is a scientific achievement of humanity that is going to get embedded in everything we do. The definition of work changes.
Okay, so that was Sam Altman. Let's get the take of the CEO of NVIDIA, Jensen Huang.
If you're not engaging AI actively and aggressively, you're doing it wrong. You're not going to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to somebody who uses AI.
Okay, so maybe slightly different opinions from these two CEOs. I think the point I'm trying to drive home is no one can really foretell the future. However, what we can control is to best prepare for whatever comes. So if someone asked me how to best prepare for this age of Gen AI and this worry of losing your job, what I would tell them is diversify your income. We live in a world where a lot of the population have access to the internet and a laptop. And I know that if you have access to those two, it is possible to earn an income. During the course of my career, I have explored many ways, many ways of earning an income online. I can say that from my experience, some online income ways have worked really well and some not so well. So if that is something you'd want me to make a video about, please leave a comment below.